Hello? I'm out here on Lake Hartwell and it's early. I don't see a lot of topwater, but I still think if I run this brand new Screaming Choppo, which my understanding, the metal inside of it's gonna give it more of a buzz bait sound, you know, the metal clacking. But we'll see. I'm excited about it. We're gonna try it. It's late October. I think it will still work for a little bit longer, maybe into early November. We'll see. Sometimes later than that. We're gonna run it along the rock line over there. Would you look at that? I gave a legitimate intro on the camera for the first time in forever. Thanks for coming, everybody. I was hoping this would be a longer day. It's a little bit short, but we do have fish to show you, and I do like this Berkeley Choppo. Listen to this thing scream. There we go. That's a decent one. Maybe. It's the first one on the streamer. I like topwater. All right. All right. There we go. Here's the first one on the Berkeley Screaming Choppo 90. Let's get him back. See if we can get a better one. Yes, I'm using a spinner today. I don't have a bait caster with me. It's 15-pound braid with 10-pound leader, so sue me. This is what we're doing today, guys. Sorry. We'll put another bait caster on the kayak soon. I've got to get another reel. I've got a rod I want to go with now. Just got to figure out what reel I want. Another decent spot on the day. There's just another one. Let's get him back and see if we can go for more, right? I like it when the topwater's on. Not a bad start. I'm under the impression at this point the topwater will probably work for me all day. And it tends to hold true like that, right? With the Choppo this time of year, late October, early November, even into late November, you can generally get by with throwing topwater all day long with this water just continuing to cool on down until that lake turns. But I move along, I fish more rock lines, I play around for a bit. I cover a lot of water using this Torqeedo, which I'm going to make a video on soon. I've had some motor issues, so Doug King lending me this Torqeedo has been huge while mine gets worked on, but I lost this Choppo somehow, and I ended up going with this antique lure instead for a little bit. That's a good one on a no bait. Don't you take my 60-year-old crankbait, buddy. What? Easy, easy, dude. All my shit's over there. All right. That was on a 60-year-old crankbait. Pretty cool, right? Let's get him back. That's what it is. We'll talk about it more. I've actually had a little luck with it already, but we'll talk about it at the end. That is the Excite Rizzo Minnow, or Riz Minnow, I'm sorry. But you see how the ball hook goes right in between the vagina and then comes out, and from that slit the hook emerges. Sorry, that was probably crude, but we're gonna give it a go, man. I like how it looks on the ads, but I've been tricked before. We're gonna put that on the spinner. I don't think it's doing anything special. You really gotta move for it to vibrate and wiggle. You know what? I don't know, but I like that. So this Rizzo Minnow, what I figured out later in the day playing around with it, you have to really burn it to get the action you see in the ads. That's why all their ads are super slow. You really have to cook that guy through the water to get it to wiggle like they show. All right, so here's where we're at. I got 3% on one battery, and then the other one's fully charged. So what I want to try and do is make it back close to the ramp with what little batteries left before I switch it over. So I'm gonna go kind of slow, and I'm gonna see how far I can push 3% on a Torqeedo 1103 AC. Let's do it. I'm actually really impressed with this Torqeedo battery. I ran the full one that I expired hard all day. It's running at 0%, 0 miles remaining, but it's been saying that since S92, so it just keeps going. If I go full thrust, we die, but I'm wondering how far it'll take me with 0% of anything left. Now, I'm not telling you any lies. I've been on 0 power going 1 to 2 miles per hour for the last 2 miles or so. Just having a good time. I'm blown away by how long these batteries last. I thought they were about a 30 amp equivalent. I'm leaning more toward they're probably around a 40 amp equivalent at the Newport 1103 AC, the default battery you can get with it. I'm thinking that's more of what it is, like a 40 amp. And there's some reserve time in there that when it hits 0, if you're smart, you can get yourself back to where you need to go if you go slow. Nice to finally get back on a fish though, even if it is a uber tiny one. That gives enough for a video though. Whew. Fuck it, dude. Well, I got a little bit longer left in me. It's been an interesting day, I think. Now about here is where the Torqeedo battery finally had to get changed out, and I was able to start covering some water again. And I moved back to the bridge, back by the ramp, to try and get one more fish on the day before I went ahead and called it. There we go. Another like the ones from this morning. He's a feisty. He's small. Yeah, he's pretty little. But he's feisty. Oh, he's cold. He's very, very cold. Look how little he is to fight like that. That was wild. Little tank, huh? Yeah, you're recording that, Tom. It doesn't matter what that last one was. Okay. So the last thing for me to do is take this yellow tech mount off and head on home. It's a pretty rough day out there, man. I really thought I was gonna go good with the Topwater, and I was gonna come back to the Choppo, but I don't know what I did with it. I think I probably tossed it out of the kayak at some point, but we'll see. Maybe it's on footage. I'll just have to remember to go back and look for it and see if I can see what I actually did with it, but I'm thinking I meant to put it on the side and it flew out or something. Yeah, I'll show you guys the crankbait. This is an L&S panfish lure, printed in like the 60s. You know, it's between 60 and 70 years old based on what I saw. It's hard to tell exactly. But it definitely catches them. I've caught some bass on it, caught some catfish, caught a decent bass on it too, just not today. Today was just that catfish, right? Then we had the scupper nog candy that took us out on a shaky head at the end of the day. Fantastic color, but that's about it, man. A few on the Topwater, a few on the crankbait, a few on the shaky head, and nothing really great. I wish it were a better day out there, but shit happens, man. Let's regroup tomorrow. We got Lake Murray kayak fishing. It's a tournament, probably my last one of the year with an actual club. Everything else will be like winter events for me. So hope y'all had a good one, and sorry there wasn't better fish. Later, y'all.